are these people?
These are not normal times. This is not a normal midterm election. This is the most important midterm election in the modern history of our country because we are taking on a political party, the Republicans, who literally are trying to undermine American democracy. They are trying to make it impossible for women in this country to control their own bodies. And at a time when we face the existential threat of climate change, they could care less. They're working with the fossil fuel industry. And in addition to all of that, at a time of massive income and wealth inequality, when the richest people are becoming phenomenally richer and working people are falling further and further behind, you know what Republicans want to do? They think it's a great idea to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the top 0.1%. I'm not kidding. They want to repeal the estate tax entirely. They think it's a brilliant idea when seniors can't, in Vermont, all over this country, can't afford to heat their homes in the winter, can't afford prescription drugs. You know what they want to do? They want to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. That is insane, but that is really what they intend to do if they gain control over Congress. Now, I know that a lot of people today feel overwhelmed by all of these crises, the pandemic and climate change, and the attacks on democracy, everything else. I know that. And I know that there are people who are disappointed that the Democrats in Congress have not done more to stand up and fight for working families. I got that, and I share that disappointment. But let me just tell you, if we do not come out and vote in large numbers, and if Republicans gain control over the House and the Senate, what you're looking at is a turn in American politics far, far, far to the right, which will impact every aspect of our lives. So what I hope very much is in the remaining 2 weeks of this campaign, that we go out and we do everything that we can to increase the voter turnout, to knock on doors. You get 2 of your friends to vote who otherwise would not have. You've tripled your political impact. This election is not just about you. It's not just about me. It's about our kids and our grandchildren, and we cannot fail them. So let's get out and do everything we can to win this thing in the next 2 weeks. And let's go forward together. Thank you all very much.
Vote blue no matter who. Vote blue no matter who.
Honestly, watching that 2 years ago, I would have been all about what he's saying.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, fuck you. Like,
well, it's who he wants you to vote for. I mean, that,
right,
you know.
But not even that. And I thought about this last night when I prepped, and I thought about it again today. Like, and this is what pisses me off about the Democratic Party in particular. They never make themselves accountable for the shit that they do. Like, at the end of the day, it's always like, oh, you have to come out and vote. It's up to you to make a change. Like, Bernie, your fucking party that you caucus for didn't give us a $15 minimum wage. Your party that you caucus for cut the tax credit. The party that you caucus for shifted people out of $600 out of $2,000. So instead of kind of maybe yelling at your colleagues and your president, who's your good friend, like they turn it on us. And that's what pisses me off. It's like, we have to be the ones to save democracy, quote unquote. And it's just like, I'm just kind of sick of it. Like, no accountability for themselves at all. And I know Bernie knows better. I know he knows better, but instead, like, you know, he's taken hostage by the Democratic Party to do this shit, you know, just, you know, to help them as far as midterms, you know? Yeah, so Rick made a good point. Like, his message is still the same. Like, nothing has happened after 2016. Yeah, like, and I think even from 2020, I kind of got tired of him kind of repeating the same thing at debate after debate after debate, which, I mean, it needed to be heard, but at some point, it just kind of got nauseating to kind of hear him repeat the same talking points. But now, like, his party is in office now, they're in control. And nothing significant has changed for people that now he has to say, like, as Ed said in the chat, he said the line, you know, like, this is the most important midterm of our life, or whatever bullshit he said, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, just to kind of get into this article, Sanders warns GOP midterm win will pull US far, far, far to the right. We're taking on a political party, the Republicans, who are literally trying to undermine American democracy, said Bernie Sanders, written by this, again, Common Dreams, written by Jake Johnson. Wait.
There you go.
There we go. In his latest call for urgent voter turnout efforts, Senator Bernie Sanders warned Monday that Republicans are trying to drag U.S. politics significantly further to the right if they take control of Congress in next month's midterms, pointing to their ongoing assault on democracy, support for tax cuts for the ultra-rich, and push for cuts to key social programs. This is the most important midterm election of the modern history of our country because we are taking on a political party, the Republicans, who are literally trying to undermine American democracy. Sanders said in a video posted to social media late Monday, as voters across the country took part in early voting amidst mounting fears of right-wing imitation ploys. Alluding to the GOP support for a nationwide abortion ban, Sanders said Republicans are trying to make it impossible for women in this country to control their own bodies. And at a time when we face the existential threat of climate change, they couldn't care less, the Vermont senator continued. In addition to all of that, at a time of massive income and wealth inequality, when the richest people are becoming phenomenally richer and working people are falling further and further behind, you know what the Republicans want to do? They think it's a great idea to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the top 1/10 of 1%. They think it's a brilliant idea when seniors can't, in Vermont, all over this country, can afford to heat their homes in the winter, can afford prescription drugs. You know what they want to do? They want to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, Sanders added. Sanders' comments came a day after he expressed concern in a televised interview about Democratic turnout, particularly among young and working class voters, and employed the party to sharpen its economic messaging with Election Day just 2 weeks away. Early data shows that more than 7 million ballots have already been cast across nearly 40 states. As CNN reported, pre-election voting remains on pace with 2018, the highest midterm voter turnout in recent history, but it's still too early to say if total voter turnout will exceed 2018, as voting habits may have significantly shifted in recent years. In his remarks Monday, Sanders acknowledged frustration among many voters that the Democrats in Congress have not done more to stand up to and fight for working families. I got that, and I share that disappointment, said Sanders, who caucuses with the Democratic Party. But let me just tell you, if we do not come out and vote in large numbers, and if Republicans gain control over the House and the Senate, what you're looking at is a turn in American politics far, far, far to the right, which will impact every aspect of our lives. So what I hope very much is in the remaining 2 weeks of this campaign that we go out and we do everything that we can to increase the voter turnout. Knock on doors, Sanders added. This election is not just about you. It's not just about me. It's about our kids and our grandchildren, and we cannot fail them. And as Kit and as Ed mentioned, say the line, Dems.
Say the line.
This is the most important election of our lifetime. So I did not want to do this. But as Dick, friend to the show, said, should we announce now?
We might as well.
I guess
should be.
we might as well. So Nick from Socialist M&A is soft confirmed to be on next week on INN News with us. So hopefully he does confirm. I'll be very excited to have him on the show and on the network for the first time. But this is what our friend and brother said. Liberals really trying to convince us that this is the most important election of our lifetime again.
Again.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
Unity.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what's more to be said other than the fact that the Democrats sucks, Bernie sucks, the whole system sucks, and we're the ones who have to seemingly vote our way out of this, essentially, in
Well, I
order for
mean-
Democrats to continue doing the same shit that Bernie does not call out. You know?
Michael Jordan, what do you think?
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, they need help.
No, we need help.
Yes.
We need help.
Yes.
They're in a position to help us, not them. We're not supposed to help them. They're supposed to help us. You know? So yeah, so it's,
And
yeah.
their only reason to like vote Democrat is like
Do it! Just do it!
that's it. That's all they got.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Right.
Like-
yeah. Like they can't even say what they've done that's significant enough for people to be like, oh yeah, I'll vote for you. You know, because you notice that they kind of downplay, you know, even with the Inflation Reduction Act, which really did shit, you know, it was shit, you know, like, and I know Biden kind of mentions it, but, you know, but people are still suffering, you know?
Yeah.
And so like, but that's what the Democrats say. They got nothing else to say other than like Republicans bad, you know? So it's, yeah, I mean, we're going to be on in 2 weeks. We have a special guest coming on then.
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting stream, honestly.
Yep. I blame you.
Which in a way, I'm kind of looking forward to. Honestly, in a sense, I'm kind of looking forward to it because I think like, especially in light of the Fetterman Oz debate last night. I didn't watch it,
I
but
didn't either.
but I heard on Twitter it was absolute shit. You know, like even like it well, you know it's bad when someone like Ryan Grimm had to come out and say this is bad. You
Yeah.
know, like even the people who go to bat for like any alleged progressive in office, like when they say it's bad, you know, like it's bad. So I don't know. Like, you
Yeah.
know, but I might as well just ask this, you know, like what do you think the turnout is gonna be? Not the turnout, but like what do you think is gonna be the end result?
I mean, massively low voter turnout, like worse than we've ever seen before.
But I think in
Like-
terms of what I mean, I think almost that's going to be a given. You know, I think
Yeah.
they play up the numbers saying, "Oh, like this is," which is kind of weird to me that you're.
It's always young people. That's the only thing. It's like the young people are getting out the vote, but they aren't. They're not replacing what was there. Like you're already at like 0.1% of the population that's like voting. You know, it's gonna be. They're gonna get slaughtered. Like any of us who are voting are probably voting third party. Like even us are done. Even Chunk Yogurt is talking about how like like Californian candidates don't offer any change. Why vote
and
for
he's
you?
voting, and he's endorsing a Republican.
Right. But yet Jimmy what?
Right. Which
What
again,
the
yeah, good point. Because
fuck?
it's like,
What? The
yeah, like it's
Effing
so
F.
ironic that like
Are you kidding me?
actually I probably will tweet that out. Like
Mhm.
the fact that Jem Uger essentially endorsed like a Republican. No one has shit about that, but God forbid, like, you know, Jimmy is claimed to be a right winger, you know, because he allegedly, you know, agrees with Tucker Carlson's talking points or whatever bullshit, you know, like people.
When Jink
online
used
say.
to be a Republican. Anyway, I don't even want to get into that.
I mean, that's a given, but like you know, but I think now has evolved to being more progressive and like all this bullshit. And like, and this is a person who co-founded the Justice, like,
Yeah.
this should be
At least gave
almost
lip
damning
service
for
to
them
it for a minute.
right? But this really should be damning. I mean, it should be damning for the Justice Democrats already. But like the fact that like, Cenk Uygur is saying, I would vote for Republican, because like, how about nothing? But I don't know. But I just kind of put it like Rick in the chat saying midterms red wedding. I think maybe in the Senate. I think what it'll be a split Congress. That's my personal opinion. I think they will just barely hang on to the House, but I think they're gonna lose the Senate. That's my unofficial vibe, whatever you want to call it.
I mean,
prediction of what's gonna happen in the midterms.